Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the round 3 edition of the Football Town Show. And to kick us off, former Ashburton playmaker transfers to Carlton, and he plays his old side in the first game of round 3. That is going to be an absolute mouth-watering encounter. Then Eric Hamray, one of the informed strikers for Brimbank, will look to do damage against Johnny Barrientos' Vic Vipers as the captain returns from injury. Then in the next game, captain Metropolitan Ali Redzepovic looks to continue his side's assault on the top 4 as they face Ben Bodo's new club, Pascoe Vale FC. Then Hume, who are currently sitting second position on the ladder, will look to maintain their spot as they go head-to-head with Felipe Tadashi, who's made the crossover to CF Brunswick. And in the last clash of the night, Matt Jamieson will take on Fernando De Moraes, who's also made a shock move to Fitzroy. Let's take a look at last week's results, and in the match of the round, Mickleham and Brimbank had a 5-all draw. There were also wins for Metropolitan Vipers comfortably over Fitzroy. Ashburton, Hume and Pascoe Vale wiped the floor with Moreland. Like we said earlier, ladies and gentlemen, this match had a lot of bite to it as Lucas Krull, the playmaker, the MVP for Ashburton, made the cross over to FC Carlton. And it was Lucas's FC Carlton who took a shock lead through young Stevie Gustus, the underdogs leading 1-0. But it didn't last long as Matteo Rocca set up Andrea Zanibellato at the back post. He was unmarked and simply tapped in for 1-1. And only moments later, from a similar position, Zanibellato soon had a double to gift the league leaders a 2-1 lead. Then from a side ball, captain Chaban Regard rose early to a header and fired the equaliser, but that was before yet another goal was scored by Mo Mata, who took a slight deflection and rolled through the keeper's legs. At half-time, Carlton did their best to bite back, but Lorenzo De Paris and Andrea Farina were able to clear off the line and maintain their slender lead. But Lucas Krull, who had a lot to prove to his old side, did all the hard work to set up teammate Saf Ben Him, but he couldn't tap in from close range. Andrea Farina, their inspirational captain and leader, scored a delightful toe poke to show his teammates how it was done. With a 2-goal lead, Ashburton felt a lot more comfortable, and a delightful ball from Mikel Giotta set up Matteo Rocca, whose tireless work rate was paid off in the end with a goal. With the game all but over, Carlton tried their best to get past the keeper of last season, Lorenzo De Paris, a task that was proving almost impossible. But when Zanibellato scored a top corner cracker, it brought the absolute house down, and life after Lucas Krull wasn't looking so bad for Ashburton. After coming off the bench, defender Max Dainton almost had an immediate impact for Carlton, but there was a bit of sweet revenge left for the Brazilian Lucas, who ended up claiming a goal in his game against his old teammates. The score ended 6-3.
There was a little bit of spice as it worked out. It's a little bit surprising, but we're all good mates, so I suppose as soon as we walk off the field, that's all done with. But good to get points, and it's good to have a win, even though we didn't have Lucas, who's obviously an unbelievably good player.
The next game on the card saw Brimbank FC, the State League champions of last season, going up against the Vic Vipers, who were out to reclaim their league title from Pascoe Vale. To kickstart the action, captain of Brimbank, Mark Borchert, should have, in all fairness, put Brimbank 1-0 in front, but was denied by the post. There was going to be absolutely nothing denying Adam Cooper of that peach of a strike. Certainly a contender for goal of the week, equalising at 1-1. And there was more magic to come from Cooper. A shot come cross for Ricardo Castro, fell to him in the D, and he simply backheeled past John Italia. In a matter of minutes, it went from bad to worse for Brimbank. After a foul just outside the D, it was a 6th foul, and Vipers choosing to take the penalty from where the foul was given. Ricky Castro made no mistake. At the start of the second half, a second yellow for Fikret Kausovic meant that Brimbank could start the second half with a player down, and they were going to run short of legs. So it was no wonder that Brimbank were copping wave after wave of Vic Viper's shot. Hepatran getting on the score sheet, which he's been doing so in the last few weeks. Adam Cooper, who's been at his attacking best, almost set up Luke Holling for a tap in at the back post. And a counter-attack of Brimbank's own, inspired by Mark Borchert, was capped off with the goal by the little striker. With the Vipers still leading 4-1, it was now time to put on the juniors, and what a display little Gabby Lucena showed his manager, Milton Sakos, as he backed up moments later with a double, capping off a brilliant 6-1 victory.
Yeah, it was good to be able to play with other young players from the youth team, and it's just good to get the experience while I'm young. and it's just good to be out there with all the boys.
Yeah, it was good, really good. Scored 2 today. I'm very happy. Got to thank all the boys because can't blame myself. And as Kev said, it's really good. We're playing with the seniors, getting a lot of experience. But Milton always gives us the chance to play me, Kev, Luke, Laban. Last week we played our whole youth team together. So it's really good. And we keep pushing, man. We won a spot in the first 5.
Through the middle and tees, saved by play.
Gets his second goal of the game. The dangerous left foot of Maxi Avram. Always have to know the ball is going to Avram down that line. Slovacek, Josh Slovacek! What a goal! He's put him straight back. And Brunswick draw level.
The big strike there and a great save by Digby.
My name is Kay, and you're watching the Football Town Show. Go Futsal!
As we get this game underway. Fitzroy knocking the ball around. Moving much better early on as Dunlop played it wide. De Moraes drifting wide and plays it now Monteleone. Cleared off the line by Jameson. Could not open the scoring there, but so close. Here's Monteleone again, all the way back, De Moraes. Fernando De Moraes walloping it there, big save there. Now De Moraes strolling in, Fernando De Moraes. I'm not sure if it was Dunlop with the final touch there, but it was De Moraes who orchestrated it all and deserves a goal either way round. Candelo drove it through, Zillies couldn't get it, now it's Dunlop. Away he goes with it, Fuska. That's a stunning goal there by Kardamas. No one saw it coming and he stunned the crowd. Can barely hear a murmur. That was a brilliant toe poke by Andreas Kardamas. Monteleone. Candelo. Kobo. And now Gustavo. Kardamas gets past De Moraes, and now Kobo and Kardamas. Andreas Kardamas has got a second. He linked up well there with Kobo, and it's 2-1. Jameson, Candelo, and Jimenez, Joaquin Jimenez, straight onto the pitch and straight into the impact. And it's 3-1, just like that, with Joaquin Jimenez dinking it over Zillies sublimely. Reyes, Monteleone, Dunlop down the line, beats them easily. Looking for someone, not finding him.
goes Jamison. It's 4-1. Matt Jamison finishing it off. And Fitzroy really need to get their act into gear. There's a timeout call and go to the penalty spot. As done, he's placed it right over, and that'll be half-time, ladies and gentlemen. 4-1, the half-time score. Essendon blowing Fitzroy out of the water so far. Tried to drive it through for Dunn. Altuntas, Dunn. There went Dunlop, brilliant ball. Tim Dunn finished it off. Great splitting ball by Dunlop. And Dunn put it under Alejandro, and it's 4-2 early in the second half. But it's 4-2 now. And fouls creeping up. Dunlop gets another one. De Moraes hit this one. He will. There weren't many other options. There's now forced to Dunlop! De Moraes with the assist. Alistair Dunlop putting it in the net. 4-3 the score, and Fitzroy's comeback is on. There's Monteleone. Great back heel, and now Dunn. Cross. Fusca! They've finished it off. Brilliant futsal from Fitzroy, and they've overturned the 4-1 deficit. It's 4-all. And now De Moraes, and Fernando De Moraes gives Fitzroy the lead. Careless turnover, I believe it was by Jamison. And he knows he's made a critical error as they've blown their 4-1 lead, and it's now 5-4. Now De Moraes strolling in. He's missed it. Possibly could have had a shot there. Here's Kardamas. Andreas Kardamas. Wide. De Moraes, brilliant play from Fitzroy. Monteleone to De Moraes to Fusca, and it's 6-4. Playing a brilliant brand of futsal. Through the middle, Kardamas saved again. Big save by Zillies, one he had to make. But that should be it, ladies and gentlemen. Fitzroy have their first 3 points for the season. 6 goals to 4 off the bat of a brilliant performance from Fernando De Moraes. They played terrific futsal. Essendon led 4-1 and blew it in the end. And they are in a lot of trouble down the bottom of the ladder in the bottom 3. Stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen.
It's Brazil colours, yeah? So I feel good. Just the chance came, and Peter offered me to help the boys. It's a young team, as you can see. We're just gonna help out. We just gotta train the boys around, and I'm just happy to be out there and play with the young boys. I feel like a young boy again. I think they can. It's all about them. You know, it's not about me. I'm only there to help out. I'm only there to give it a bit of experience to the boys. If they want to take that, I guess they will get better players. We're going to be training. We're going to be doing a lot of talking in the game, outside the game as well. It's all about the players. If they got the maturity to accept that and take that to the next level, they will do it. Well, as I say, the kids they're good players. They just know how to play futsal more. They're more outdoor players. So if I'm there and I can help the boys, I'll be more than happy to do it. So
Fernando, you're the right person for this job,
so
mate.
I'm happy to help out, and they're all good boys. They're all good players. I'm very happy to be there and help them out. Even Todd, he's a good coach. He's learning a lot about futsal as well. It's all about learning. I'm still learning. A lot of the kids are learning, so it's all about learning. If you're out there playing, you're still learning.
Absolute stunner down the line. Hurling effort there from his arm. Kept out by Clopper. That's a brilliant goal. What an introduction. He's only on the pitch for about 10 seconds. And he flicked it through the legs of John Italia. Ben Monteleone dinks it over Jimmy Brennan, and it's 3-0.
Lovely save by Digby.
Hi, I'm Ruby. You're watching the Football Town Show. Go Futsal!
Welcome back to the Football Town Show, ladies and gentlemen, where we wrap up the final clashes for round 3. And the next game on the card was a top 4 clash between Pascoe Vale, who are sitting in first position, taking on Metropolitan, who are sitting in third. Pascoe Vale, who always seem to have the upper hand against Metropolitan, went 1-0 up in a matter of minutes through Joel de Silva. The Brazilian soon made it 2-0 as he danced around keeper Felipe Blay with ease. Joel de Silva was really putting on a show for the crowd, but Felipe Blay was aware of his oncoming trick shot. But as we've seen time and time again in Metropolitan games, they concede a lot of goals, but they also score a lot, and Dino Redzepovic just scored the first. But just as Metropolitan were looking to mount a comeback, Adam Husseini slid and deflected the ball into his own goal to make it 3-1. Dino Redzepovic came close to reducing the deficit, but the inside of the right post made sure he didn't score. But when Sofyan Sufu was given too much space at the tip of the D, he made no mistake hitting the top corner with a precise strike. Pascoe Vale was slowly pulling away from their lower-ranked opponents. Alexander Stevanovic with an audacious effort there. There was still more magic to come from Pascoe Vale though. They were executing all their chances. Bruno Pilati latching onto a brilliant through ball there from compatriot Joel de Silva. And just when you thought it couldn't get any worse for Metropolitan, they were given a red card to one of their key defenders, Ali Akaric, for denying a goal-scoring opportunity. Sofyan Sufi awarded the penalty, made no mistake from the spot, and he soon had 2 goals of his own. Looking at a 6-1 deficit going into half-time, Metropolitan needed to take their chances, but it just didn't seem to want to go in for the Sky Blues. Metropolitan were left with an absolute mountain to climb at the start of the second half, but they made a good start of it with Tomo Grigic linking up with captain Dino Redzepovic's beautiful through ball. Wanting Pascoe Vale to know they'd been in a serious battle, Dino Redzepovic was leading the way just as a captain should, as he scored his second goal of the game to make it a much more respectable scoreline at 6-3. And when Dino was unmarked in the middle of the D, he had his hat-trick in a matter of minutes, and it was soon game on. Pascoe Vale were seriously looking over their shoulder, but there was no stopping Sofyan Sufi, as he always often comes to the rescue of his teammates with a brilliant strike. But the scoreboard pressure was soon applied again by Metropolitan. Adam Husseini's strike deflecting off Tomo Grigic's foot, the Metro defender claiming the goal. With the score at 7-5, Pascoe Vale needed some inspiration, and they got that through captain Andre Caro as he hustled and bustled his way through the Metro defence. With a 3-goal buffer restored, Metropolitan found a weakness in the Pascoe Vale defence yet again, Ali Redzepovic hitting the inside of the post. And for one of the most controversial moments of the game, Cem Baisa hit a long shot from his own D. It landed over the line, as we can see there on the replay, but the goal was not given. But that didn't seem to faze Ivan Zilic or Metropolitan as they soldiered on. They had a mission to accomplish, and they were getting the job done. Only 2 goals in it yet again. Ali Redzepovic then soon made it only 1 goal the difference with a traditional floating goal behind the defence. But it was too little too late for Metropolitan as Ernie Simsek put the cherry on the cake. It was a 9-7 win. Pascoe Vale remained on top.
It's always the same story against this team. 5-1 or 6-1 half-time. They never give up. This team never give up. And they show us against today one more time. And yeah, it's a win, 3 points, that's all.
The next game on the card was quite an entertaining one, as second on the ladder in Hume took on second bottom on the ladder in Brunswick. Although Brunswick are going to be no easy beats as they recruited heavily in the off-season, and they showed that by Ruse Roslin scoring the first goal of the game. Brunswick, now leading 1-0, had something to defend. And Felipe Tadashi set up Nana Yor with a delightful through ball from the back, as he did so at Pascoe Vale so often. But there was no stopping the cohesion and fluidity of Hume. Every player getting a touch on the ball in Sachin Sisek's equalising goal. Hume were missing a few stars for this clash, but it wasn't going to stop Matty Vrajovski trying to get the 3 points for his side, nor Brunswick striker Jose Portillo, who scored an absolute rip snorter from the sideline, possibly the goal of the week, and his first goal on his return to his old club, and he gifted Brunswick the lead 2-1, but it didn't last long as Ahmed Azam found a way into the D, and he also scored his first goal for his new club in Hume. Half-time quickly approaching, young player of last season, Matty Vrajovski, showed why he was gifted with that accolade as he sent Hume into a 3-2 lead at half-time. Brunswick came out of the blocks firing, and Jose Portillo almost got the better of keeper Liam Digby. At the other end, Sachin Sisek one-on-one with Brendan Chen probably should have scored for Hume also. Moments later, yet another chance went begging for Portillo and Brunswick from the spot, and it was left to young Josh Slovacek to do all the hard work as he beat Ahmed Azam one-on-one and scored into the roof of the net to equalise at 3-3. But their joy didn't last long, Ahmed Azam scoring his second goal of the game, gifting Hume back the lead. And there was more drama to come as Clint McGoy stopped Sachin Sisek on his way to goal. That earned a straight red card. And that moment seemed to hurt Brunswick as they were gathering some late momentum. But Matty Vrajovski quelled the Brunswick lads with Hume's fifth goal. And with not much time remaining on the clock, Hume had wrapped up the 3 points. Sachin Sisek capitalised on a poor back pass and finished the game off with a 6-3 win.
Yeah, all credit to Brunswick. They were very good. They've got the additions of Portillo, Clint, Felipe, and they look amazing with that squad. Yeah, and with that, like if they keep going the way they are, they'll get better and better. I think they'll finish top 5. They gave us a good run for our money, and yeah, we fought like usual and got through the line.
Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. The third round of the V-League done and dusted, all finished. Let's take a look at the results. Ashburton were too good for Carlton, taking on former teammate Lucas Krull. The Vipers, Pascoe Vale scored good wins. Hume and Fitzroy also got the 3 points, where the clash between Mickleham and Moreland will have to be played on a later date. Taking a look at the ladder, the round 3 results have had somewhat of an influence. Pascoe Vale still sit atop of the tree though, followed by Hume, Ashburton and the Vic Vipers. That top 4 will probably staying the same until the end of the season for my money. Brimbank, Essendon, Carlton and CF Brunswick all remain in the bottom 4, with Essendon, Carlton and Brunswick yet to register a point. Taking a look at the top goal scorers tally, it's good to see young Matty Vrajovski leading the way. He's on 7 goals, followed by Sofian Sufi from Pascoe Vale, then the 2 Redzepovic brothers, Alio and Dino, and then Tomislav Grigic rounds out the top 5. Looking at next week's clashes, the games not to miss for my money will be Carlton and Brimbank in a State League extravaganza, followed by Ashburton and Hume. Their FOS Cup rivalry continues, and of course the El Clasico, Vic Vipers and Pascoe Vale. Well, that's all from us at the Football Town Show. Thanks for joining us. We now leave you with Goal of the Week.
Start again. Sufi has De Silva on. Joao De Silva, lovely. Zilic not tracking his man. And De Silva runs straight through. Redzepovic has called a timeout. 17 minutes left to go in the first half, sorry.
Here's Rocker. One back, Krull. Lucas Krull. That goes for Benim and he's missed. An absolute sitter. Krull did all the work. And Benim and then finished at the other end by Farina. That's how easily you can be punished in this game in the V-League. Krull went past a lot of the Ashburton defence.
Pascoe Vale ball. De Silva. Simsek! Oh, Nani Simsek! They had to try Metro. They had to go for it. They conceded a goal.
Sub there, mate, as Castro comes on. Cooper. Cooper sliding through Castro. That's a brilliant goal. What an introduction. He's only on the pitch for about 10 seconds. And he's flicked it through the legs of John Italia. winning the ball back, using his body well. And Andrea Zanibalo completes his hat-trick. What a debut it's been. 6-2 and that's game over. There's a timeout. Carlton. Azam. Chip ball. Magoy falls over. Azam. Sisek. Oh, red by Portillo.